Ow. What is happening, guys? How's everybody doing? Welcome to Film Junkie Live. How's everybody doing? Monday's over with. Time to relax. Got through Monday. That's all that matters, right? Let me fix this here. There we go. Now I can see the live chat. What is happening, guys? Woo. All right. How we doing today, huh? Who's out there? Let's see. All right. Let's see. We got Mr. Odd. What is up, buddy? How you doing? Jesse's here. We got Chad from Kenyatta or Canada. What's going on? Eh? I'm sure you don't talk like that. What's going on there, Mattia? We got JD here. What's up? All right. We got Viper, Ryan. It's Monday. Yeah, but Monday's over with, though. That's all that matters. Is Monday is over with. Mi hermano, what's up, buddy? Namaste. Bradley, how you doing? How's it going? Sorry I didn't really get to your question when it came to Fabian. I kind of snuck it in a little bit when I asked, because you wanted to know about his favorite DC characters, I believe, and I think I snuck that in. But sorry I didn't full on Bradley said. So anyways, yes, had you in tears? Yeah, there's definitely a part of it that gets you like that. We live in a Zack Snyder. Interesting. I like it. All right. What's going on, Scotty? Yep. Happy wine day. Got my wine right here. The Monday red wine. Cheers. I have still yet to buy wine glasses. Just normal drinking glass. That's it. Well, good. I'm glad he made your week already. And it's only Monday too. What's going on, Mr. Morris? What's up? How you doing, Mr. Eric? We got Mr. Barker here. What's up? Men in Tights. How you doing? Oh, yeah, I got the new hat. Just came today. New Ghostbusters hat. I was like, you know what? I was on Amazon, and I'm like, I need another trucker-style hat because I have two trucker-style hats. One of them I've had forever, my Giants hat, and it's just it's all thrashed. I use that for work when I'm out running around for work. I use that hat. And then I have the new Whalen hat. So I was like, you know what? I want another one. So I just typed in movie trucker hats, and sure enough, good old Ghostbusters right there. So I was like, thank you. All right, we got Watchmen. We got Rosemary's here too. Look at that. Rosemary's here. We got Superior. Everybody here. So did you even watch? Eric? It was a pre-recorded interview. Anyways, so hopefully, guys, you're doing all right on this Monday. I had a pretty easy day. Like I said, I wasn't going to be. I didn't have any outside work to do. I had mainly inside work, but I kind of I was trying to find motivation to do what I needed to do with all that, and I was like, And then all of a sudden, the Vanity Fair article came out. All these images came out. I'm like, I got to do a video. I got to get Casual Batman's trailer reaction out. So I was doing all that, and then I had other things I wanted to take care of too that I needed to take care of, like laundry and all this stuff. So I have to do reality work when I'm done or after I eat dinner tonight. So that kind of sucks, but got to do it. But that's what happens when you get lazy. Get some laziness. I just woke up just lazy, just feeling the laziness. But anyways, guys, I'm here right now. Yeah, definitely images right there that came out. And we'll be talking about those. We'll talk about the whole thing. So then, make sure you hit that thumbs up. We already got 3 people that dislike. Oh my God, what's going to happen? It's fine. And also, if you want to hit that join button, become a Film Junkie member, you can do that too. Hit that join button. So you can get some behind the scenes videos that I like to sneak at the members every now and again when I'm working on stuff. I did one on Saturday that I thought was pretty funny and everything. So you could do that. Or if you want to become part of the Patreon, you could do that as well. And we got, of course, the 3 tiers. You got the $1 tier. Just stick $1 in my G-string for appreciation because I'm stripping for you all the time. Figuratively, not actually. Maybe one of these days I will when things get rough. And of course, the $3 and the $6 tier that come with some perks, and you get some exclusive stuff on there. So that's always fun. And then, of course, we got merchandise for the Film Junkie Closet. Whoa, don't glitch like that. their StreamYard. We got the merchandise. You want to get yourself shirts, hoodies, mugs, all that stuff, like the Exclusivo, the God Ham, the Metalhead shirt, the Vodka Stream shirt, the Signal shirt that's behind me, the Keaton shirt with that lovely 89 Batman logo, and of course the Take Me Back to 2015 Back to the Future shirt. So do all that, everything, and a solid donation, Mr. Ryan. Thank you, sir. Joker Jesus has people pressed. I hate nerds. Yeah, well, most people are all about it. So I don't know. I think we should more concentrate on the people who are all about it, not the ones that are freaking out about it. Because I mean, it is kind of funny because if you take in the nature of the Joker, I mean, he's a manipulator. He, especially with Harley Quinn, he kills people without hesitation. Doesn't care what you are, whether you're man, woman, child, doesn't matter. He'll just blow you up. But Crown of Thorns, that's where people draw the line. How dare he do that Jesus imagery? Yeah, I know. How dare it? You never see Jesus imagery at all in comic books or in movies like that. You never happens. So, yeah, people are pressed. Let them be pressed. Who cares? I think more people are excited than anything, so don't worry about it. That's all we got to say. So, yeah. Wow, Flash, you really going to say that, huh? Hey, Flash, you really want me to kick you out for saying something like that? That is one of my friends. I'm just saying, Flash. Please tell me you're joking, or yeah, you'll be banned. I'm just saying. Jesus Christ, come on. All right, so let's go to the tweets. Let's go to the tweets right there. I know I'm getting close. I mean, yeah. You want me to kick you out, Flash? I will kick you out for saying that shit. Jesus Christ. You don't say that shit. I'm sorry. Uh-oh. Oh, he says uh-oh. Is that all you're going to say? Is uh-oh? Okay. No way. No way what? Why are you going to say something like that? Why are you going to say something like that? You're really going to say something about that? Like that? I'm just saying. That is not how it runs around here. Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Stop being a dick, or I will ban you from this freaking live chat. Jesus Christ. You don't say shit like that. Don't say shit like that about my friends, okay? Jeez. Yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ. I'm going to, you know what? I'm just going to put them in timeout for a little bit. There you go. It's only a timeout. I won't fully ban them. I'm just going to, just going to give them a little timeout. Sit in the corner, Flash. Sit in the corner. That's what you got to do. So, hey, Christina's here. How you doing, Christina? Miss you. Have you listened to the new Foo Fighters? I hope you have. It's great. Also, people forget that in Suicide Squad, he has a tat on his side that said, God's only child. So it literally keep the continuity with the character, and this Joker would for sure be in a cult like that. Yeah. I mean, of course. Yes. He is, yeah, he's got that cult-like attitude from so does Jared Leto. Cheers. Yeah. I put Flash in timeout. I mean, you gotta say shit like that. You say shit like that about my friends. I'm sorry. I'm gonna put you in timeout. I won't ban him, unless he says something like that again. I mean, come on. That's just bullshit right there. Come on. Bullshit. So, anyways. All right, so let's go to the tweets here because we do have a lot to talk about. Well, let me go through the Twitter for a little bit here. All right, so let's go to the Twitter and see what's going on here. All right, so we got characters from Big Hero 6 are going to reportedly make their live action debut for the cinematic universe on, I guess, on Disney Plus. About time. I don't know about you guys, but I love Big Hero 6. Baymax, all those guys. Come on. Where was the sequel? I love that. I mean, when that came out, I watched it so freaking much. All right, okay. You want me to ban him? I could ban him. I put him in timeout. But if he comes back and he's still a douche, then I definitely will do that. So, yeah. Don't worry. I should. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Well, let's see what happens when he comes back. I thought this was funny because obviously of stuff that was written in the Vanity Fair article. So it's nice seeing Christopher Nolan wearing a Zack Snyder's Justice League shirt. So that's pretty cool. And then Chris Maloney, he's all about it right here. Alex Lobo said Colonel Hardy survived and he's the new Green Lantern. And then Chris Maloney's like, yes, he did. So he wants to survive too. Jace. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Chris Wong was right. We'll get to that. Don't worry. And then look at this, guys. According to what's on HBO Max, Snyder Cut trailer reaches 500,000 likes on YouTube, enters all-time top 40 most liked movie trailers. So there you go. Congratulations, guys. Good job. Good job hitting that like thumbs up when watching that trailer. So that's a good thing. That's definitely a damn good thing. Then we got some behind the scenes of the makeup for the Silver Surfer. Pretty cool stuff. A lot of it was practical. They added, of course, a little bit of CGI reflectiveness. That's about it. So, yeah. And then, I'll be on the Pop Culture Corner on Wednesday, right before my show. I'll be on Pop Culture and talk to those guys for a little bit. This guy had a pretty good, reaction to the whole Jesus Joker thing. He said, if Apocalypse and the Nightmare Reality are representative of hell on Earth, then Joker as Darkseid's anti-messianic figure is powerful imagery. The Joker, an agent of chaos, is pure Antichrist to Batman's orderly sacrificial resistance. There you go. Jace, you can tell he's good with the words. I think he's a teacher or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, sounds like it for sure. And then Harley Quinn season 3 has begun recording. So thank God. And then look at this, guys. I'll wear it tomorrow, but I wanted to wear this hat tonight, but I got Zack Snyder's Justice League hat, and I got it from Miss Andrea right here. So Miss Ruiz right here. So she's the one that makes these hats. As you can see, she makes stuff like that. She also made the mask that I got. She sent me the mask too. So so I'll be wearing that probably the rest of the week, but I wanted to wear my my Ghostbusters hat. It was like Christmas for me today. I got 2 hats today. It was awesome. Then we got Ray Fisher showing another behind the scenes image right here, which is awesome. Black and white, pretty cool. Yeah. All right. And then, of course, we got some Schumacher stuff. Look at that. I always loved the fact that the Batwing in Batman Forever was hanging down like a bat. I always loved that. When he first turns it on, you see it the wings just go out a little bit. I always thought that was badass. I always thought that was cool. And then we got Paul Dano, Riddler right here, drawn by AP right here. That's good. Did you know that Tom Holland tried out? He auditioned for Finn in Force Awakens, and apparently he couldn't stop laughing because the lady he was reading to kept going beep, boop, beep, 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 boop, beep, beep. And he couldn't stop laughing. I think that's a good thing, though. I think it's a good thing that he didn't get the role. I think we're all pretty good with Mr. Boyega getting the role. I don't know about you, but yeah. Yeah, all them. And then, of course, someone added some color to the DC of the Arts, added some color to the Joker image, which looks awesome. Awesome. So, and then Miss Monica Rambeau, she's getting her pop. That's a pretty good pop. Obviously wearing that suit that she was wearing in the last episode when she was going through the hex. And then, like I said, Jesus imagery in comic books. I mean, Lee Bermejo in the Damaged books. I mean, it's all right there. It is all right there. There's so much that happens in the comic books. But, of course, people don't care. What are you talking about? And then, of course, Ray Fisher showing support for the Vanity Fair article. We got Mr. Jonathan right here who drew this out. Very talented dude. Very awesome stuff. Really love it. And then, of course, people with talking about Christopher Nolan, which we'll get to, and David F. Sandberg, of course, making this joke about because DC plans for Wonder Woman and Superman podcasts. So he posted this right here. Pretty good stuff. I reposted my Who's Green Lantern and Zack Snyder's Justice League today because everybody was talking about Green Lantern. So I did my little argue with myself video, arguing about whether it's Ryan Reynolds or Sam Benjamin. Spoiler alert, it's neither. But it's okay. Okay, so we got all that. Alex Braun showing his appreciation too. I'm telling you, there's going to be a crazy porn version of some Snyder Cut. That's going to be the case. Woo! It's going to be interesting. So, and then of course, hopefully you guys watched it. But Casual Batman, of course, he watched the Zack Snyder Justice League trailer and reacted to it. So go watch it if you haven't already. Of course, he's got opinions. He's definitely got opinions about what's going on. obviously he wants himself to look pretty good. And then I kind of stirred the I kind of stirred the pot a little bit by when somebody was asking about the cameo at the end. You'll love it. It's fun. It was fun. It's not going to be Ryan Reynolds, but hey, and then somebody did this, and come on, did it work? That's pretty good right there. If you guys have seen what is it, Hereditary? If you've seen Hereditary, you know exactly what this is indicating right here. So good stuff. Of course, Army of the Dead shot. So badass. Look how involved Snyder gets when he's shooting this shit. I mean, look at that. He's such a dork. I love it. So, and then of course, all that DC Squadcast, of course, DC Film Squadcast, they have a new episode out. So go listen to that. And then of course, doing my Amazon stuff. I didn't know. I want this Harley statue where she's wearing Batman's. It looks like he's wearing an armored cowl, but I think it's just a cowl. I want that. I want that a lot. I want that so much. And some pretty good drawings and stuff right there. Look at that. Great. That's from artist Rudy AO. Good stuff. And that's pretty much it, guys. All right, let's start talking about the topics here. I guess Flash didn't come back. It's been 5 minutes. So I don't know. Maybe he just was like, fuck this guy. Hey, he was always trying to stir up shit in the live chat. But when he said that, I'm like, yeah, that's where you're crossing a line, man. You're the real Flash? Exactly. Wally West right there. All right. Zack Snyder's Justice League Vanity Fair article and nightmare images. Yes. But what did Flash say? I'm not even going to repeat it, man. He just said something bad about Garza. And it was kind of just like, I mean, me, Garza and I talk shit to each other all the time. But if the fact that I actually booted him, it shows that he crossed the line a little bit. Crossed the line. That's all. So anyways, all right, let's go to this Vanity Fair article and let's go through it. It's a pretty big article. So let's see. All right. We're pretty much going to go through a lot of it because there is a lot of information in this Vanity Fair article. So here we go. Obviously, there's that. Look at that. Filming some Aquaman-ness. We've seen this. We've seen that shot before. It's pretty good. So Justice League, the shocking, exhilarating, heartbreaking true story of the Snyder Cut. Hashtag the Snyder Cut. It's kind of funny because they first tried to make it like, I guess when the Hallelujah trailer came out and everything, they were trying to market the hashtag as hashtag the Snyder Cut. Now it's just Snyder Cut, which makes sense. I think we didn't need the in it. Just Snyder Cut. That's a lot better. I think they were trying to be like, well, it's already being released, so we don't need the word release. So let's just go the Snyder Cut. Now let's just call it Snyder Cut. It is kind of funny how that is. It's something that I was like that a lot of people notice and everything. So anyways, all right. So Zack Snyder, the director of Justice League, has never seen Justice League. That's right. We know this. His name is in the credits as the filmmaker, but he's never sat through the version released to the world 3 years ago. His wife, Deborah, who produced the movie, advised him not to. This is pretty good right here. In late 2017, months after the couple cut ties with the superhero epic amid an increasingly demoralizing battle with Warner Brothers, Deborah Snyder sat in a screening room on the studio lot alongside Christopher Nolan, one of the movie's executive producers, as well as the Dark Knight. Okay, of course, the director of the Dark Knight trilogy. She braced herself as the lights went down. It's a weird experience. Yeah, that's putting it lightly. I don't know how many people have that experience. You've worked on something for a long time, and then you leave, and then you see what happened to it. Ouch. God. But the fact that we're all right, okay. Just be careful. All right, just play nice, all right? Jeez. I see you there, Flash. Just play nice, or else, you're getting the boot. Anyways, back to it. It says, what happened to Justice League was a crisis of infinite doubt, a team of executives who lost faith in the architect of their faltering comic book movie empire and a director in the midst of a family tragedy that sapped him of the will to fight. Joss Whedon, a director from another universe, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it came in, reshoots, all that stuff. On November 17th, 2017, the team up between Batman, Superman, blah, 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 blah. Debuted in theaters and was sneered by critics, shrugged by baffled moviegoers, and all but disowned by those who created it. Whedon has since been accused of unprofessional and abusive behavior on set. The director declined. Shocking that he declined. He left his name off the movie, except a claim of shared writing credit with Chris Terrio, who had written Snyder's previous installment. And I see we got a super chat here. Thank you, 2041 Studios. Every filmmaker should read the Vanity Fair article. Powerful stuff, Dave. Dave, you think he really hasn't seen it? I think I would be so damn curious if I was him. Yeah, but I mean, it's like I totally. I mean, he's an artist, and that's something he put blood, sweat, and tears in. You know, it's like, I think Edgar Wright said it best when somebody asked if he had seen Ant-Man, because we all know that Edgar Wright was trying to get Ant-Man on the big screen and brought that test footage to Comic-Con, and of course didn't get it. And then when somebody asks, he goes, that'd be like watching an ex-girlfriend have sex with another dude. So, and this is a totally different experience. This is not even that. This is worse, to be honest. This is a movie that you worked on for like ever, that you built up to, and it got taken away and they absolutely destroyed it. So, I mean, that's, I could totally understand like him not wanting to watch it at all. So it's okay, Mr. Joey. I know Enosh has a stream right now. I think him and ACS. You know how it is. There's so many streams now. We're all just streaming. You can watch, but the beauty part is you can go back and forth, or you could watch one of them later. That's fine. Whether it be mine or whether it be his, don't matter. And then we got some images right here, of course, of the lovely Gal Gadot. This, of course, the black and white one was one of the first shots that Snyder shot of her, looking gorgeous, of course. And then, of course, we see her right here with the mother box right there on the table. So cool stuff. Publicly, everyone close to the movie practiced their smiles and rehearsed their talking points in hopes of doing no further damage to the project. Not that it helped much. The movie earned 600. Okay, so we don't need to really read that, but here we go right here. This is where it gets a little more juicy. After their private screening of the Whedon cut, Nolan and Deborah Snyder emerged into the light with a shared mission. They came and they just said, "You can never see that movie," Snyder says during lunch at his Pasadena office, a modernist series of cubes jutting from a hillside that overlooks the Rose Bowl. Okay, now I know where Snyder's offices are, so I'm going to go visit him sometime this week. Now that I know, I just got to look for that kind of architecture, the cube-like modernist kind of architecture, just overlooking the Rose Bowl. I just got to circle around the Rose Bowl, guys, and I'll find the offices. Just kidding, because I knew it would break. Because I knew it would break his heart. This is what Deborah said. Yes, obviously that would big time break his heart. That might seem overly dramatic. Oh, fuck you, author. It's not overly dramatic. Not when it comes to this. It's just show business after all. But the Snyder's hearts had already been through a lot. The battle over Justice League was agonizing, and it wasn't the worst thing to happen to their family that year. Not even close. All right, so professionally at least, vastly improved. Okay, so then this talks about yeah, and then this is where it starts dipping into some of the stuff talking about the fandom. I mean, obviously it talks about Snyder's work, and then it says right here, they dubbed it the Snyder Cut when it's talking about fans. The fans could be clever, but many were horrifically toxic. All of them were relentless, and they grew more numerous over time. Last May, they finally got the wish when Warner saw the potential to leverage all the free publicity and do something unprecedented on its upstart streaming service, HBO Max. Yeah, it's going to talk more about the toxicity, and we'll talk about that. Because I know some people were not happy about it, of course, talking about any of that. So we got some 300 and some Watchmen images right here. Images. All right, for the director's devotees, it's a Hollywood ending for a Hollywood story, but for the truly devastating thing that happened to Zack Snyder and his loved ones. In 2017, there can be no fix, no do-over. In the throes of the conflict, Warner Brothers, the Snyder's 20-year-old daughter, home from college and in the middle of a long struggle with depression, took her own life. After 2 years spent largely focused on their other children and extended family, Zack and Deborah went back to work, a difficult but vital part of the healing process. When they spoke to Vanity Fair for this story, they were completing Army of the Dead, a zombie-filled heist extravaganza that will launch a new multi-pronged franchise for Netflix, and as well as restoring Zack's original vision for Justice League. And we know all that stuff. And then here we go. This is where it kind of gets, I mean, a lot of people got choked up. I saw a lot of people on the timeline talking about, that they're, they were choking up a little bit at this part when he talks about his daughter. I mean, obviously anybody would. It does get it does get a little heavy right here. So, but I'm gonna read through it anyways, because what is this for? It's for Autumn, right? It's all for Autumn, and that's what it's all about. And hey, like I said, guys, the AFSP link, Autumn's link, is always gonna be the first link down below. It's the first link down below. You guys just remember, you still throw some money at that. It's never gonna end. AFSP is always gonna be there, and it's always good, especially now. I always express this all the time. That with this pandemic stuff, everybody locked in and disconnected from a lot of people, except for online, it could weigh heavy, and depression and suicides are up. So, that's just the way it is, man. So good on everybody that keeps on donating. So it says right here, their daughter's death was the reason the Snyders walked away from Justice League, realizing their fight and spirit was needed at home with their other children and with each other, rather than a losing battle with a powerful studio. Now, she is the main reason he decided to come back. At the end of the movie, it says for Autumn, which is awesome. Sitting in the shadows of a dark... Okay, so he's talking about that. And he said, without her, this absolutely would not have happened. So, I mean, that's looking at it positively. I mean, we can all say that, when it comes to all this, I mean, this is what it's for. It's for his daughter right there. She is very much a part of this whole thing. So, and then of course we have this new image of Jared Leto's Joker, of course, with the crown of thorns and doing some Jesus-like stuff. Looks awesome. Apparently, this was because I heard there was 3 images of Jared Leto's Joker, and some people were wondering if he was going to release that 3rd one, and sure enough, there it is right there. So, jeez, I tell you what, he's Jesus. Tell you what, just I mean, he did that. Snyder did that. Snyder and Leto said, yeah, we're doing that. We're putting a crown of thorns on top of Joker's head in this nightmare world. It's so freaking awesome. God, you got to love it. Got to love it. All right. And then it says, Zack and his then, okay, so then he talks about this little paragraph right here just kind of talks about, when they adopted, when Snyder was married to Denise Weber. Talk about that, and they talk about the children. I mean, they have such a big family and an extended family. It's pretty awesome. And then, so it says right here, it says she was the only fan. The rest of them, he shrugs. Today, Eli is interested in filmmaking, but Autumn was the only one of his children who matched her dad's kid-like enthusiasm for gods, monsters, aliens, and superheroes. She's super creative. She was a writer, and she was at Sarah Lawrence to be a writer. And it also mentioned too that he still kind of talks about her in present tense, but then I guess something clicks and then goes back and forth between present and past tense. Man, that's got to be a struggle right there. And then Snyder swipes through his phone to show a selfie Autumn took in the Letterman jacket worn by Ray Fisher's character in Justice League, a football star horrendously wounded in a car accident and rebuilt by a scientist. We know that Autumn had been in therapy and on medications, but the depression remained brutal. She was always wondering about her worth. What is my worth? What am I supposed to do? What am I about? And then it says Snyder stumbles on his words, his eyes glassy. That had to be hard. This had to be really rough to talk about. I mean, I commend Snyder for talking about this right now, because how do you talk about this? It's something that's personal. It's something that, no parent should ever have to go through. Something with that. I mean, I don't know how he got through this part of it right here without, obviously he stumbled right here, that said, and, he got choked up, but I commend him for actually, being open about this now. The conversation was like, of course you're amazing. What do you mean you're worth? You're worth more than anything in the world. And she would just be like, yeah. That's the struggle. Like, how do you tell somebody that they're worth something when they don't feel it? That's one of the difficult things. I've talked to friends who just go like, what the hell? What am I doing? Why this? Friends, family members, you just kind of like, it's hard to get in somebody's head. Like, obviously you could say, yes, what are you talking about? You're great. But it's hard to like really get into somebody's head. And man, I tell you what, It must have been rough to hear your daughter say stuff like that. Snyder says Autumn used writing to vent her pain, to channel it into words that might contain it or explain it. She adored sci-fi. Her main characters are always in a battle with things from another dimension that no one can see. But it's a serious war, and that war was happening to her every day. I think so many people are in that battle, and they smile and nod at you. Yeah. So many people that struggle with this stuff and they just put on a happy face. I mean, we all go through it, I think. There's times where I just I'm feeling down in the dumps. We have those days, but there's people that are constantly struggling through it every day. So that's where AFSP comes in, man. The Snyders tried to keep going for 2 months after Autumn's death, finding solace in finishing Justice League, but by then, the situation with Warner Brothers had imploded. The official story was that the Snyders were voluntarily leaving the movie due to their family tragedy, and that Zack had handpicked Whedon, remember this? Had handpicked Whedon to complete the movie he planned. Only half of that was true. Yeah, that's right. Only half of that was true. So... all right, so then it goes back and gives a little story about Snyder and how he started with the DC films back in 2010. So we don't have to talk about all of that exactly. So we could skip through that. And then there's look at Mr. Fisher posing in that mocap suit, looking good, man. All right. So then it talked about this. A lot of people were talking about this because they're like, okay, it says it became part of a pattern. The studio gave Snyder the power to go anywhere he chose with its most valuable characters, and he always went somewhere other than what they wanted. I love that, director says. Still, to his credit, all the recent DC films have used Snyder's universe as a foundation, even Suicide Squad and Birds of Prey, which take place in his version of Gotham City. The upcoming Flash film will connect all the disparate DC films by ricocheting through multiple universes, with Michael Keaton's Batman appearing along with Affleck's. So Birds of Prey, it's canon? What? It's okay, guys. Don't forget about it. Anyways, continuing on, but the harsh reviews, they talk about that. We've heard about that already. Let's go through. And then he said, Marvel Studios. Yes. Okay, here we go. Here's some more juicy stuff right here. Diane Nelson, who was president of DC Entertainment at the time, says that she appreciated that Snyder was more into deconstructing the familiar than just recapitulating it. After Zack is a masterful visual storyteller who goes deep on individual characters. For some people, that is amazing. And for other people, that becomes a problem because they have fixed opinions about who these DC characters are and are not. See, you gotta love Miss Nelson. She's great. She's fantastic. In 2016, as principal photography got underway on Justice League in the United Kingdom, rumors started coming out, and we kind of heard about all this. Kevin Tsujihara, everything. And then, of course, he talks about how, Jeff Johns and Warner Brothers co-production head John Berg, the indictment was clear. At least one of them had to be on the set every day. So this is where they talk about the babysitting with John Berg. I think Emmerich was probably there too. And then, of course, Jeff Johns. Berg, who's now production president at Stampede, recalls the duty as a low point. Or at least he could say that. It was really tricky. This is what Berg had to say about all this. It was really tricky and not a position that I loved, to be honest. I tried to be forthright about what I thought creatively. My job was to try to mediate between a creator whose vision is instinctually dark and a studio that perceived, rightly or wrong, that the fans wanted something lighter. I was respectful of the director and didn't pursue things that were coming at me from the corporate side that I thought weren't in line with what would make the best movie. So that's interesting. Huh. All right, cool. And Snyder knew why Johns and Berg were on the set. You could say babysit. He says many filmmakers would have bristled at all the intrusion, but he was gracious. It didn't bother me too much because they weren't that threatening. I just felt the ideas they did have where they were trying to inject humor and stuff like that. It wasn't anything that was too outrageous. Yeah, but I'm sure they were fitting him some pretty cheesy lines from what I gathered. Very cheesy lines. Then, of course, we have Nightmare Bats And of course, Nightmare Mira, our first time seeing Mira, which, yeah, she looks good. She looks fine. I wonder what I guess the costume is probably similar to what she wears in present day Justice League, I'm guessing. I don't know. Maybe we'll get a full shot. Interesting enough how we don't see Deathstroke in any of these pictures. I was wondering. So it's crazy. But anyways, let's see. Warner Brothers. Okay, so here's an interesting little something that was supposed to be part of Justice League. Now this is where it gets a little steamy, and I guess Mr. Chris Wong Swenson was right, and I'll give my opinion about this right after I read this. But Warner Brothers did nix some of his more sweeping notions for Justice League, like adding a romance between Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne and Amy Adams' Lois Lane, who was mourning Superman's death in the previous film. He says right here, the intention was that Bruce fell in love with Lois and then realized that the only way to save the world was to bring Superman back to life. So we had this insane conflict because Lois, of course, was still in love with Superman. He had this beautiful speech where Bruce said to Alfred, I never had life outside the cave. I never imagined a world for me beyond this. But this woman makes me think that if I can get this group of gods together, then my job is done. I can quit. I can stop. And of course, that doesn't work out for him. Because poor Bruce just never works out for him. So there you go, guys. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about a romance, a potential romance between Lois and Bruce. I think when somebody brought that to my attention, I'm not sure who it was. Maybe it was on a stream. I'm not sure. But I was kind of like, nah, I didn't like that. I didn't like it. But when he breaks it down, see, this is the beautiful thing about Snyder. When he breaks it down and tells you the why. Remember, we always talk about the why. And he always has the why. It's never just like, because why not? No, it's the why. So I dig his little explanation right here because, Bruce was his life was just the billionaire guy and then, kicking, a bunch of bad guys' asses at night. So the fact that Lois, good old Lois Lane, was just like struck a nerve with Bruce and he fell in love, that's kind of cool. And then it kind of adds to like the drama between, the fact that it's like, oh, wait, I got to bring this guy back to life that you're still in love with. But I need him because I need him to help save the world. That's quite a conundrum right there if you think about it. So, not too shabby with that. So that's why he sacrifices himself to save Lois. That could be it. We got to go back to that shirt, the Scarlet Letter, all that stuff. You could really now go back to that shirt and start going, okay, well, fucking A, man, what the hell was he doing there? It didn't work out for Snyder either. The studio said no. So, yeah. So we talked about that. The downside of making epics, yeah, we can talk all about that. Among the issues was the length of the film. There was a mandate from Sugihara that the movie would be 2 hours long, says Snyder. That order had a paradoxical impact because it meant eliminating much of the heart and humor. Yeah, that's right. There was humor in this movie. The studio also wanted like a comical romantic subplot between Ezra Miller's Flash and Kiersey Clemens' Iris, the latter of whom was absent entirely from the Whedon film. So, come on. He was going to, I'm sure that whole little subplot with their little romance, it's going to be great. It's going to be some good chuckles in there, awkward Barry. Come on. Snyder also saw a bigger structural problem with the make it shorter order. How am I supposed to introduce 6 characters and an alien with potential for world domination in 2 hours? I could do it. It could be done. Clearly, it was done. But I didn't see it. Yeah, don't see that shit. Reports that Snyder himself asked Whedon for help were false. Yeah, duh. John's good old ball cap guy, one of the studio-appointed babysitters, had been planning a Batgirl movie with Whedon and Snyder. Snyder and others say Johns recruited him to do rewrites on Justice League. Yeah. And of course, John's representatives didn't respond to the request for a comment. I wonder why. Once again, Snyder was gracious and even hopeful. I thought maybe he could write some cool scenes. I thought it would be fun. That's right. See, this is what's so great about Snyder. He's trying to always be glasses half full. But sadly, sometimes that could just be a boner. Soon. it became clear that Warner Brothers was giving Whedon more and more power. He would not just advise during reshoots, but also do some directing himself. Snyder says he only had one conversation with Whedon, one conversation about studio notes, reeling from Autumn's death and finding anguish in their work rather than relief. Zack and Deborah quit. We just lost the will to fight that fight in a lot of ways. All of us, the whole family, were just so broken by losing Autumn that having those conversations in the middle of it really became, I was like, really? Frankly, I think we did the right thing, because I think it would have been either incredibly belligerent or we just rolled over. Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing they walked away. It wouldn't have been the film that he wanted. That's for damn sure. One by one, he called members of his cast and crew. This is pretty heartbreaking too. I mean, this is where he called Ray Fisher right here. He said, I remember I was in a movie theater. Coincidentally enough, Ray Fisher said, on the set of Snyder's reshoots last fall, I was walking into the AMC right in Times Square, and I got the call from Zack, and he was saying that he had to deal with stuff with the fam, and he was having to step away. I had a trillion questions. My heart sank. Ugh, God, that had to be rough. That had to be so rough right there. Whedon rewrote and reshot 3/4 of Justice League from Snyder. Yeah, okay, so this is what's pretty funny right here. A Warner Brothers exec. I'm kind of wondering who this Warner Brothers exec is. I think it's Diane Nelson. Said right here. So when fans asked him about details, blah, 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 worst of all, Warner Brothers, Whedon didn't exactly save the movie. So this is a quote from some studio exec. When we got to see what Joss actually did, it was stupefying. The robber on the rooftop, so goofy and awful. The Russian family, so useless and pointless. Everyone knew it. It was so awkward because nobody wanted to admit what a piece of shit it was. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ. I'll drink to that. Man, tell you what. Yeah, fuck them. That's so. I don't know. I think it might be Diane Nelson. I would not be surprised, but maybe it's somebody else. I don't know. And then, of course, talks about the Cavill thing. Fisher has publicly claimed Whedon was abusive on set, and the Warner Bros. Execs enabled his actions. Godot told the Los Angeles Times that she had a negative experience with Whedon, which she reported to the higher-ups. After concluding its investigation, Warner Bros. Announced that remedial action had been taken, though the studio didn't offer specifics. Of course, we already know about that. And it says right here, this is back to officially Diane Nelson. I just wonder if she was just like, she said that, and then she was like, okay, can you say that wasn't me? I don't know. I just I'm like, who's the Warner Brother exec that said that? Charles is here. Charles Roven. Oh, Charles Roven. You think it was Charles Roven? It could be Charles Roven. What's up, Garza? What's going on, bud? Garza? It was Garza who said it. He was the studio exec. All right, so aftermath. Okay, so then the cast were loyal to Zack, and they were hurting. It would have been a difficult environment for any new director to walk into. I have no doubt about that. But then how Joss chose to handle that is Joss's to live with. I love that she said that. Yeah, sorry, Joss. Now how do you feel about stepping in there, huh? You should have just turned it down. In the aftermath of Whedon's version, the new narrative arose on social media, released a Snyder Cut. Snyder gradually began to encourage the movement, but it was hardly the first thing on his mind. From the time we left, says Snyder, it was not a great year, but we did a lot of stuff with the family. It was really an important year. That year together became two. After grieving Autumn and starting to heal with his family, he began work on Army of the Dead. Okay, and then of course we stuff like that. And then he talked about, showed some more images. And the Army of the Dead movie is a lot to tackle. I'm talking about that. Zack went through something very difficult, and I think he probably realized, like we all do, it's okay to be vulnerable. For those of us lucky enough to know him and Deborah, he's a very soulful, kind, thoughtful human being. He's got this facade. I don't know. Facade. I can't read that. Of big action movies and all the bravado things, but there's a sweet kindness to him. See, everybody's always talking about how great he is. And then we got some Army of the Dead images right there. We got Tig Notaro looking like a badass. All right, cool. I like it. I dig it. And then, of course, the behind the scenes right here. Full on done. Like it. Okay, at the time, okay, so, and then it says right here, at a time of stories of abusive creators, Snyder is an anomaly. Even executives who were sometimes at odds with him agree that he's genuinely nice. I'd be stronger than that, says Silverman. He's a wonderful guy and fostered a wonderful working environment on his sets. He really valued the crew. He valued his cast. I mean, again, just always good things that are said about Snyder, except for blue check marks who have cherry snow cone type hair and who are very pale. Anyways, Snyder's movie tended to be strength, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so when Snyder left Warner Brothers, he took his laptop that, of course, had a JL sticker on it, and on the hard drive was his original, nearly 4-hour version. It was devoid of visual effects, music, and all fine-tuning that make a movie a movie. Again, I kept saying, people kept telling me it was finished. I don't get it. It was also in black and white. To him, it was a memento. He thought we could just show it to random people who stopped by, like our friends or whatever. Rather than fade away, the demand of the Snyder Cut gained momentum over the years. Groups paid to have a single engine. Of course, he talks about the release of Snyder Cut banner and then Times Square stuff. The noxious contingent of followers, though, didn't just advocate for the movie, but also used social media to attack people who were critical of Snyder or their cause. Maybe they hoped to silence dissenters, or maybe they were just trolls being trolls. In any case, film journalists with negative takes reported getting swarmed with insults and even threats. Fortunately, I think a lot of online fandom and fandom culture is headed in a very toxic direction, says Kaylee Donaldson. I mean, she's not wrong. Who writes for Pahiba? It is especially strong from Snyder Cut. Yeah, it's okay. So this is where she starts talking about stuff, and then she even says, "I don't get this from Birds of Prey stands, or fans, or Shazam fans." She got a little bit from Joker, but she's of course talking about mainly from that. And I know this is like a touchy one. A lot of people are not liking the fact. And what has not been mentioned in the Vanity Fair article yet? It's all the AFSP stuff. And I think there's only like one little mention of it, which I always hate that there's only like that little bit of a mention of it when it comes to the AFSP stuff and all the money raised, because everybody focuses on, of course, the toxicity, the negative part, which, yes, it does happen. You see it happen all the time. I've said it many times, like, don't do the dog pile, don't dog pile. And yes, the dog piling happens. I know there's people on my timeline, on my Twitter timeline, that that constantly always go, oh my God, the blue check marks, the bloggers, they're going to say this, they're going to say that. And then when they do say it, they're right there and they're ready to just quote tweet and be like, and say something. And it's just like, I think some people actually, even though they claim that they're like, damn it, there's going to be people that say this about Snyder. I think they like the fact that they do, because then they quote tweet him and then they, hey, I did something good today. And part of me is like, I don't really like that. I'm like, I used to be, but I used to do stuff like that a lot more, and occasionally I'll do it now, but, it just kind of sucks that, yes, the toxicity, the toxic part of the fandom is always like front and center more than all the good stuff. It always is the case. It's just the way that we are. I don't know why we always fixate on the negative more than the positive. That's just the way that we are as a species, I guess. I don't know. But yeah. So, I mean, if the people that are really upset about this paragraph right here and then are saying like, what are you talking about? This is bullshit. And I get it. Like, there's bullshit on the other side. Like some of these people, like these bloggers, stuff like that, have said really terrible shit in the past. And I wish that would get, brought to attention in something like this. And it doesn't usually. And I get that. I totally get that. But at the same time, I've seen some really horrible shit from the actual fans. I've had horrible shit said to me and said about me. So yeah, let's just cancel everyone. Fuck them all. Just kidding. No, but so it talks about that. It says the trolls may have actually held back the movement like looters at an otherwise peaceful demonstration. Snyder cringes at descriptions of the use of attacks. I 100% think it's wrong. I don't think that anyone should be calling anyone anything. I've always tried to give people in the fandom attention who do good things. And he's absolutely correct. And a lot of the people who have been swarmed were like giving Snyder shit because when he was asked about the fandom before and the toxicity, he kind of just like, he turned it to the positive stuff, which I thought was great before. He said, well, look at what they're doing. Look at what this fandom has done with AFSP. And now it's been brought to his attention of some of the stuff that was said. And yeah, he's totally he's not condoning it at all. So that's good. I'm glad that he's actually saying that. I mean, I've seen like some of these guys who are cool at one time literally say, fuck you, Ray Fisher. Like they're like turned on Ray Fisher through all this. I've seen that. I've seen the C word being thrown at some of these people so many times. It's just the way it is. Anyways. Dave, stop being a colorist. A colorist. I don't even know what a colorist is. That sounds like, I don't know. There's so many ists and isms out there. So, anyways, people are crazy. Anyways, okay, so here we go. November 2019 brought a sustained hashtag pushed on Twitter, which Snyder promoted. Godot, Affleck were now calling for the cut to release. A few days later, Toby Emmerich, chairman of Warner Brothers Picture Group, called Snyder with an offer. Let's try again. A lot of people at the company, myself included, also felt badly that Zack didn't get, fuck you, Emmerich. You did not give a shit. Always felt badly that Zack didn't get to finish his vision of the film because of the circumstances. And if there was a way to make it logistically and financially possible, which HBO Max did, and Zack had willingness to do it, it seemed like a win for everybody. Even though, of course, he's just fluffing right there. Fucking Toby. And that's a cool shot right there. Snyder taking a picture of the league. Pretty good stuff. Initially, says Snyder, Warner Brothers just wanted to release the raw footage on his laptop. Is that what Emmerich actually came up with? I would not be surprised. See, Emmerich probably left that little part out. Hey, can we just release it as is? Fuck you, man. Are you kidding me? I was like, that's a no. That's a hard no. Thank God. And they're like, but why? You could just put up the rough cut. Snyder didn't trust their motivations, as he shouldn't. I go, here's why. 3 reasons. 1, you get the internet off your back, which is probably your main reason for wanting to do this. Ha ha! 2, you get to feel vindicated for making things right, I guess, on some level. Ha ha ha! And then 3, you get a shitty version of the movie that you can point at and go, see, it's not that good anyway. So maybe I was right. I was like, no chance. I would rather have the Snyder Cut be a mythical unicorn or a for all time. Boom. Drop the mic there, Mr. Zack Snyder.
Fucking hard fact.
He knew exactly what they were doing. He knew exactly. So this is what Toby and stuff were trying to do. Let's release it as is. Because they would get the internet off their back, and then they could point at the movie and be like, look at it's a piece of shit. Look at like the fucking visual effects aren't finished. There's no score on it. Ugh, so good. I love that. Snyder estimates that it costs around $70 million to undo Whedon's stuff. That's right. And then he, of course, mentions that he's not getting paid, but he, but this time he has full control, foregoing fee. Yeah, so that's good. He didn't want to be beholden to anyone, and it allowed me to keep my negotiating powers with these people pretty strong. Good on him. It shows you right there. Shows you the kind of guy he is. Fisher, for one, was eager to return. There's not a day that's gone by over the last 3 years I haven't thought about this movie that I have not sat up at night thinking, what if there was a world wherein this thing actually does get released, he said. I probably should have let it go, but there was so much that was left behind in this version of the film. It's a completely different movie. As for the fan base, the Snyder Cut movement has contributed. So this is where it actually mentions AFSP finally has contributed $500,000 to the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention through donations, sales, merchandise, and auctions of props. People have been saying, oh, they attack people, says Deborah Snyder, her eyes tearing. But this fan base has saved lives. As much as they wanted something for themselves, they've come together for this amazing cause. You feel so helpless trying to help someone, and you don't know what to do. It's literally life or death. And I felt like we didn't really know where to turn. So look, right there. Good, positive paragraph right there. So, and then, of course, rebuilding the story he has always envisioned. Let's see, invigorates Snyder the most. He can go as deep and as dark as he likes. He could say to hell with DC's official timeline for the characters that let this alt version of Justice League story wind up wherever he pleases. He has put Superman in a sleek black suit instead of the iconic blue and red. He's added the Joker. He has reshot the ending with a hero cameo that will blow hardcore fans' minds. What? What is that? Hello. $100 issue coming up soon before. Oh, well, I appreciate it, Mr. Martinez. I mean, you don't really have to. But of course, anything's much appreciated. So, anyways, yeah, revealing. So, okay, so a lot of people are kind of like wondering what exactly is going on here. Let's get to that. Let me finish the article. Let's finish the article. There's only a little bit left, then we'll talk about the cameo right here. Man, this whole thing took almost an hour. So I guess this is going to be a longer show for sure. Okay, the director is also layering some deeply personal elements. The movie closes with Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, performed by Alison Crowe, a friend who also sang at Autumn's funeral. It was Autumn's favorite song. Jeez. So anybody who talks shit about that now, yeah, you better maybe delete those tweets, huh? Delete the Hallelujah stuff. You might want to delete those now. Just saying. Let's see. Now it's allegedly to her. It's okay. Justice League, however, anyone else feels about it is made up of the things and people Snyder loves too. When you think about the catharsis of it, if I was a potter, I would have made some pottery to look for some way through this. But I'm a filmmaker, so you get this giant movie. He wants people to love it. If some don't, he's all right with that, with all of it. Whatever comes, he's okay. What is my worth? What am I supposed to do? What am I about? Zack Snyder is answering Autumn's questions for himself. Beautiful. Beautiful way to finish the article right there. I'm not going to lie. You know, I mean, like I said, you know, sometimes you got to be wary of some of these articles, but I think this article for the most part is very well done, you know, and I think that was a good way to end it right there. So not too shabby. So there it was, guys. It's a good way to end it right there. Definitely was. Now, so who's the cameo at the end? A lot of people are, you know, suspecting. Obviously, the biggest one was Green Lantern. Everybody's talking about that. Yeah. But it's also interesting too. A lot of people are thinking it's just going to be Martian Manhunter. And then I kind of go like, well, isn't Martian Manhunter, isn't that great reveal supposed to be, you know, in the middle somewhere where, you know, Lois and Martha, you know, Martha turns into, I'm kind of wondering about that now. I don't know. It is kind of weird because I'm from what I gather, yeah, it probably would be like a Martian Manhunter thing, but at the same time, I'm like, very well could be a Green Lantern thing, okay? It's not going to be Sam Benjamin. It's not going to be Ryan Reynolds. And I love the fact that Ryan Reynolds, you know, he tweeted out and said that it's not him. And then, of course, there was like numerous articles about that. It's like, yeah, we know it's not. It was supposed to be at one point. At one point, Mr. Dunn, it was going to be. But I think that is going to be, that kind of got repurposed. I don't know. So, but I don't know if this is what they're actually talking about. Who knows? When it comes to Zack Snyder, you just never know. You never know. Hawkman, I don't think it's Hawkman. Or if it's Orion, that'd be interesting too. I think it's, you know, if I had to place bets, guys, I would say Green Lantern and don't think how. I think we all kind of realized that, you know, if Zack Snyder wanted to choose a Green Lantern, he wasn't going to go with Hal at first. Or Hal was going to be, there was going to be a backstory with Hal, but front and center was going to be Mr. Stewart. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really in the know of all this. It's going to be John Cena's Peacemaker. But I'm just saying, if he was going to choose, it's going to be the military boy. It's going to be the military man. So, yeah. That's just me right there. So John Stewart. Mark Wahlberg as Guy Gardner. Not a bad choice. Remember when he was doing that pose? He was like this, you know? Yep, it's gonna be me. Well, you heard him. He said that I was Green Lantern. I told him I've been working out, you know, like pretty good, like working out like crazy. And I told him, I'm like, I'm your Green Lantern, right? And he said yes. You heard him. You heard him say it. Might have been the bourbon talking, but you know, could be cool if it was Baz or Jessica. But I think they're saving Jessica Cruz and Baz for the Green Lantern series. But yeah, it's just interesting because because I know there's certain things that I do know that I'm not going to, like, you know, say. then I'm like, okay, so but where does everything place? I mean, it's a 4-hour fucking movie. And I'm like, but wasn't that supposed to be there? Maybe it's something else. I just, I don't know. It's Zack Snyder, man. Tom Cruise. No. Maybe at one point he would have been a good one, but not anymore. I mean, yeah. But we'll see. I mean, I'm not going to like fully, but I would just, place your bets. Place your bets, guys. So, but yeah. So, but a lot of great stuff in that article, man. I mean, even though, yeah, I get it. There's sometimes where it talks a lot about the toxicity, but that's always going to be talked about more than the positive stuff. I mean, there was one little sentence about AFSP. It's like, okay, but at least they mentioned it. So I'm just saying, at least they mentioned the fact that there was some AFSP and what the good things, and that quote from Deborah, who was like teary-eyed talking about that. I mean, that's awesome. At least they did that. But yeah, like I said, I think that was a very well written article and everything. And if you have a problem with it, maybe you're the problem. Just saying, maybe start internalizing. Start looking this way if you had a real big problem with that article. But I think everybody was pretty good with it. So that's good. All right. So now let's get some of the other topics. Adam, that'd be crazy if it was Adam. Yeah, Mr. Miracle. All right. So we got a new Godzilla versus Kong trailer poster that showed up today. And it's a pretty awesome poster. It shows a little underwater battle. And it's gorgeous. So there it is right there. It's Chinese poster. So yeah, that's a pretty poster right there. I'm just saying. I love it. So I guess we're going to see some underwater fightness going on. I don't know. I wonder how long they could hold their breath. Who knows? But pretty awesome stuff right there. So gorgeous poster right there. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say about that. So yeah. All right. And then of course we got Gina Carano opens up. Did anybody watch the interview with Ben Shapiro? Huh? Did you watch it? We got Gina Carano here. She got canceled by the cancel culture. And by the way,
and also, I'm excited to watch the Snyder Cut because Joss Whedon sucks.
He does suck. Did you read that Vanity Fair article? That's pretty good. No, I watched the interview with Gina Carano with Ben Shapiro today. And, I mean, it was a good interview. It was fine, with her. I think she overall is a decent person. I don't think she's like a cold-hearted piece of shit like some people claim that she is. I think when it came to all this, maybe certain things she might have just pumped the brakes on when it came to certain things. There's certain things that she expressed that she was concerned about, which I thought was fine. I mean, one of the big things that she got struck with was the whole voter fraud thing when it came to the election. And she, expressed her opinion about, what was going on. Like when I went to vote, they didn't even ask for my ID. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. And she's not the only one that witnessed some of that stuff. I mean, you really should have an ID before you vote. I mean, it's a pretty important thing. There's a lot of concerns. But what's funny about the election and why, God damn it, dude. I mean, I don't know if it's ever going to get fixed. One of the terrible things about our election is no matter who wins, the other side, the losing side, always goes voter fraud, no matter what. It happened in 2016. Everybody on the left was like voter fraud. Now it's happening. It's always the case. But at the same time, it's like, okay, can we sniff out voter fraud? Can we actually do that and put it on the forefront and do something about it? And apparently that was one of the things she got big time chastised for it, man. And that's, I mean, I don't know. It just seems like no matter what side you're on, we need to have a fair election for sure. And God knows, but overall, maybe there was a little bit of she talked about bullying a lot, but I do find it funny when, I have a lot of people on my timeline that are DC fans that talk a lot of shit about Disney and even Lucasfilm maybe. And then all of a sudden when it comes to this, just because they don't like Gina Carano, they're like on the side of, oh yeah, fucking, they should have fired her. Yeah, fuck. I'm like, wait a minute. I thought you were against Disney. Now you're for Disney doing this. It's just the way people are. I don't know. It's just the way it is, sadly. People it's like you got to be like on a certain side with everything, and I just hate it. It's like what? You can't just like say fuck Disney and then all of a sudden be on the side of Disney for firing somebody. I don't know. This is why we need Hunger Games. It's going to turn like that. It's going to turn like that. Yeah, so politics. Yeah, fucking politics, man. Politics, more like it. I mean, Ted Cruz, that fucking guy. Oh, man. Talk about the worst time to be caught taking your family on a trip to Cancun. God damn. That shit happened over the weekend. It was just like, Ted, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? You should not be caught leaving. I mean, overall, it's not like Ted Cruz can do anything anyways. It just is really bad optics. It's not like Ted Cruz can rise up in the sky and make everything warm, or something like that. He doesn't have those powers, but it was bad. I was like, yeah, that's not good. But it's just funny because then you see the reaction, and it's always right and the left. It's so fucking stupid. It's like, the people that were constantly throwing shit at Gavin Newsom with that dinner are now like, well, and then vice versa. And I'm just like, can we just admit that a lot of these politicians really don't give a shit? No matter what side they're on, they don't really give a shit. It doesn't matter what side they're on. They're just trying to benefit themselves. But it was just kind of funny. It was like, ugh. As much as as people hate AOC, she's still right. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they do good stuff too. There's good stuff and there's bad stuff. There's good stuff and there's bad stuff, There's things that I can't stand. There's certain politicians I can't stand, and that's both sides too. But there's some that I'm like, hey, that person might be good. And I don't care if there's an R or a D next to their name. But yeah, Ted Cruz, bad time to hightail it to Cancun when your fucking state is like under craziness. But at the same time, it's like, what is he going to do? And what did he do? What did Ted Cruz do? Well, he went on and he tried to back up, and apologize. And then you saw his photo op where he's like helping people out, those photo ops, like, oh, got to wear my mask and I'm going to be handing out food, photo op. Jesus Christ. It's like too late, man. It's the same thing. I mean, fucking Gavin Newsom here, same thing. And then one last thing I wanted to talk about, New York movie theaters might open up next month. So speaking of governors, Governor Cuomo, who that dick is starting to get under fire. Thank God, because for some reason, during the pandemic, everybody was thinking Governor Cuomo's kicking ass. It's like, no, he's not. And now people are going, hey, what the fuck, dude? You kind of fucked up during this whole thing. I don't know. It's interesting, but this is good. This is a good sign, though. It says New York Governor Cuomo gives green light to New York City cinema reopening March 5th. So in a week or so, a couple weeks. Update after exclusive. Okay, let's see. Monday said movie theaters in New York City will be brought into line with the rest of the New York State as of March 5th. When they will be allowed to reopen at 25% capacity with no more than 50 people per screen, mask, social distancing, and other protocols. The guidelines include air filtration and purification standards. Yes. I mean, this is what I've been screaming about, guys. How many times have I said this? How many times did I say that these movie theaters need to get a air filtration unit and purification, filter out the air? How many times have I said that? Thankfully, finally, they're listening to me. That's right. I think Governor Cuomo, he watches Film Junkie Live. I didn't know this. So I take credit for this. Just kidding. Officials of Cuomo's press briefing said no COVID testing will be required, as is the case for large arenas like Madison Square Garden and Barclays Center, and can reopen later February. So cinemas in New York City will follow the same guidance put in place for movie theaters in the rest of the New York State. So that's a good sign, guys. Good sign. Finally, and hopefully, Mr. Doucham can fucking, follow suit maybe. Just saying. I hope so, because I want to goddamn go to the movies again. I'm missing it. There was a tweet in 2016 from him that was I believe in climate change when Texas freezes. Is there really a tweet of him saying that? Shit. Oh, man. God. Poor Teddy. Poor Teddy. He's just like, geez, just can't catch a break, can he? That's what happens, man. I mean, like I said, with me, I didn't like care that he was going to Cancun because it's like, what was he going to do anyway? It's not like he can, but at the same time, I'm like, it was like, it's bad optics, dude. I mean, who the fuck? I don't know. It's all dumb. It's all dumb. These politicians, they don't think sometimes. New York theaters aren't open yet. Now they're apparently he's talking about New York City, so it's updated their air. Yes, Carrie, cool. See, and I mean, with that whole stock market thing, I mean, pretty much that saved AMC. By the way, I was a little late on it, but I do have some stock, some AMC stock, just in case. See what happens. Maybe the stock will go up. But I bought a couple. I think I bought like a couple or like 3 shares of like AMC or something like that. It was after the whole boom, but I'm like, well, maybe it'll boom again when they start reopening stuff. And if they're going to have these air filtration units and stuff like that, maybe people will be confident enough to go there. I don't know. I was just trying to help where I can. I also have some AT&T stock too, by the way. That's right. Shh. If you want more, guys. You want more. Show it with the dollar. Buy some AT&T. Do some of that. But AT&T is pretty huge. Obviously the Warner Media part's a small little portion of it, but still trying to show my appreciation here. Anyways, guys, that's it. Feel bad for the theaters. I know. So do I. Just like Trump's dumbass, there's a tweet for everything. I know there's a tweet for everything, even like I said, but it's for both. Like I said, I just wish people would call out both sides. That's all. The fact that people only call out one side of it, it's never going to go away. Then call out both sides. You can call out the bullshit on your side. It's totally fine. Do it. All right. I'm probably not going to get to all the questions here, and I apologize. I'll probably get through like half of them for the Twitter questions. So, but yeah, because I'm running pretty damn late here. All right. So let's get to some of these Twitter questions. Dylan, we need this to happen. Henry Cavill and Sasha Calle teaming up in a Man of Steel sequel, fighting Brainiac, eventually leading into Supergirl spin-off film. Also, I don't think he's completely done with the character. I hope not. I would love to see that. I would definitely love to see those two together. And yeah, I think she'll be a good Supergirl, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. You see what happens, hopefully. But I know he's like really concentrating on The Witcher right now. Harrison Wong, did you see this? It's such a lightning strike in the center of the whole sock. Oh yeah, that was part of the interview. So is that Batfleck or is that a stuntman? Interesting. I didn't see the image. That's cool. Where the hell was that? I didn't see that on the article. Interesting. Russ Barnes for the comic movie marks Men of Snyder Cut calendar. Which month do you want to be? And do you want to be as far away from John Aaron Garza as possible? I'll do my month of October. That's fine. You Russ and your dad humor. That's cool. Ryan, evening, Dave. What if someone else besides Martian Manhunter and Green Lantern that also make the cut? Yeah, I mean, you're what Elastic? I don't know. No, I don't know if it'd be that Firestorm, the Red Tornado. Nah. Well, I mean, who knows? Watch it be Black Canary or something like that. I mean, Jussie Smollett has expressed how much he's looking forward to the Snyder Cut. It was kind of interesting. So maybe Black Canary will show up. Lane, what's your most anticipated scene in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and when will you have Hannah jump on the Vodka stream? I'll try to get her in there. Hannah's Sean O'Connell's like co-host. My most anticipated scene is probably, I don't know, just some Batman, like the Batman warehouse scene, but with parademons, I would say. Resurrection scene too. Bradley, what's up, Dave? How many Cloverfield sequels do you think they'll make? And what's your favorite out of the 3? Have a good one, bro. I think the favorite's the first one, of course. I thought what Matt Reeves and JJ did to the found footage genre was pretty magical. To essentially have a Godzilla type movie from found footage was pretty damn good. pretty damn awesome. So I would say the first one. And for sequels, I don't know. I hope they make a lot. I hope they expand the universe. It seemed like after Cloverfield Paradox, and a lot of people were like, didn't really like it. They just kind of pushed the brakes. They kind of pushed the brakes on it. I don't know. Superior. Don't you think fans should stop raging at people who call them toxic? Like if someone tell me my head is big, then I wouldn't care because I know I don't have a big head. If their opinion isn't true, then it doesn't matter. Yeah. I mean, it seems like the ones that are really pissed off that anytime they're talking about being toxic are probably the toxic ones. It's like, yeah, like I said, I would want more positivity. Like I said, maybe a little more about the AFSP stuff, but at the same time, it's like, yeah, there's still going to be toxicity. There's still toxicity in there, no matter what. Cooper Knox, secret hero cameo at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League is most likely David F. Sandberg, who will act as the team mascot and moral support. Yes, I like that. I like that idea. Edward, when they say the big cameo in the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League will surprise us, I hope people know it's not Martian Manhunter since it's already. I know, that's what I kind of wondered too. But then again, is he talking how long ago? I mean, this Vanity Fair piece, I mean, the interview was what, last year, at the end of last year, right? They visited the set. So I'm wondering, I mean, even though it was already confirmed before that, I don't know. I'm wondering, it's just very strange. Like you would think like, okay, it's supposed to be maybe that, but then I'm like, maybe it's this. I don't know. Guess we'll find out, right? Andrew, since the IMAX edition of BVS is going to be the same length as Ultimate Edition, do you think Zack just put some unused shots in from BVS in Justice League? I mean, he might have, because he, the last year in November, he shot additional footage. Yeah, I mean, that could be the case. Could be something fitting there. Grayson, do you find it kind of funny that we all kind of ignore Mira's involvement in Zack Snyder's Justice League? If Zack Snyder's Justice League is successful and gets a sequel, it'll be interesting to see where her character goes. Very interesting indeed. Yes. Your thoughts on Zack Snyder being a producer on James Gunn's Suicide Squad? Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he started the DCEU, so everything that's DCEU is going to have him in the credits. Him and Deborah. Oh, got it. Oh, but Deborah is right next to Walter Hamada's name. Gross! That sucks. I don't like that. I'm outraged. That shouldn't be the case. Yes, I do think, Venom, that Godzilla vs. Kong will have a post-credit scene. What if it's Mr. Miracle? That'd be sweet if that was the case. That'd be so that'd be pure craziness. Oh, yeah, and then she posted this. This photo was taken by Zack Snyder on the day I did the camera test for Batman vs. Superman with Ben. I came to L.A. for 30 hours while shooting a movie in Tel Aviv. But I wanted the role of Wonder Woman so much that it was worth the trip. I'll forever be grateful to Zack for casting me and believing that I could bring Diana to life. I had no idea what the future would hold back when this picture was taken. Seeing it makes me very nostalgic. It's also proof that everything happens for a reason. I was on the verge of giving up acting, and then this happened. Yep. Yeah, people were passing that around, and that's awesome. I mean, that's what Snyder, man. Oh, yeah, I heard about Daft Punk after 28 years, man. Daft Punk broke up today. They made it official. That sucks. 28 years of, good funky music. And by the way, Zack Snyder is trending right there. If you see that, trending in California, trending with Jared Leto. I'm telling you, those two together just make magic happen. Mr. Brad, do you think there are any characters in Zack Snyder's Justice League that we don't know about yet? Yeah. Also, do you think the King Arthur movie Zack talked about will be HBO Max or Netflix? I personally think it's one of the directors leading the charge in transitioning to streaming. I don't know. It's a good question. It'd be nice if it was HBO Max, so that HBO Max can get some more fucking content. My profile name user Snyder Cut Chill. Reading about Deborah and Nolan watching Justice League and saying Zack must never see it was both amazing and heartbreaking at the same time. At the time, I bet it would have been devastating for Zack to watch it, and they were probably trying to protect him from it. Damn, I know. It's beautiful. It's good. That's a good wife right there. And Christopher Nolan, you gotta love that guy. You gotta love that guy. You knew that you didn't want to. You knew you didn't want to. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up right there. Sorry if I didn't get to your question, but I mean, we're like an hour and 20 minutes right now. So, and I got some dinner to eat and some more reality work to do. So I got to do that. So if you have a question that I didn't get to, you could save it for tomorrow. Hopefully I'll get to it. Should be good. Trending is good. Trending is good, Mont. Trending is good that he's trending. So it's all good with all that. So anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I appreciate it, Mr. Will Diesel. I know I suck, Jacob. It's fine. I do. I know I suck. Do you know any good plumbers? You guys in the plumber. You just won't let the plumber thing go. Never. That's just going to haunt me for the rest. I'm going to have to make a t-shirt about a plumber, right? Something with a plumber. Anyways, guys, make sure you hit that like, thumbs up before you leave. Subscribe, hit that notification bell, do all that stuff. If you want to become a member, hit the join button. Become a member, get some behind-the-scenes videos and stuff like that, and posts and everything. It's all good with everything like that. If you want to be part of the Patreon, you can do that too. Link is provided down below. You get other exclusive stuff that I'm working on, everything. And then, of course, the Film Junkie Closet. You can get yourself a shirt, a mug, a hoodie, a mask, whatever you want to do with all that. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. And you know, let's just remain positive. Let's just remain positive, all right? Let's try to remain as positive as possible. We got less than a month before this thing's coming out. Okay, don't add to it. Don't add to certain things. Don't dogpile. Don't somebody, if some, you know, fucking blue check mark talks shit on Snyder, just leave it be. Just leave it be. You know, I mean, we got so much great shit coming our way in like the next couple of months. We got Zack Snyder's Justice League. We got Mortal Kombat. We got Godzilla vs. Kong. And we got Army of the Dead. Obviously, Army of the Dead's coming out in May. So we just got so much great stuff. We are winning. Okay. Got 2.5 Men playing in the background. I don't know why. That just came to my brain. Winning. Yeah. I did my Charlie Sheen. So cheers, guys. Just be positive. Okay. And then once it's out, we can go buck wild. All right, guys. Just because, why the fuck not? Let's play you know what I'm gonna play. Okay. Let's play some Junkie XL, huh? I know, just bring the camera.
Yeah, take us with you.
Take us with you.
If you want to do that, I mean, we'll just sit here quietly if you want. No. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a little XL right there.
Wow. Did you hear that, guys? Exclusivo. Oh, you gotta love it. All right, guys. Talk to you later.